where we are now with them. You, as you said, they have to come to you. And even Trump saying about the 1 trillion, he can't, he again has to come to the trust.
Yes.
Surely he knows that. Surely he knows.
He does know that.
Yeah.
Lots of people know it now. People in high positions, but it's run by fear. The world's been run by fear and stupid people buying lots of toilet paper.
Panic buying the toilet paper. Well, look, there's a bit of a business in this. I think we should have another currency, and because of the toilet paper, we'll call it Buttcoin.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's about it, what it's useful for.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you should mention crypto, because people are getting the impression that crypto is the savior and it's going to be the solution. And I think you should give crypto a mention just to kind of advise people, no, it's not the solution.
Can you chat a minute, Al? I've just got to cover something.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Yeah, no worries at all. Okay, right. So just a couple of questions there. Where are we at the moment with things going on? Well, just a reminder what I said earlier in the show. I've been looking at information that's gone around the internet and sources and people saying things. As I say, I'm going to sit on the fence with the information, but I'm going to give it to you as well. Also, that was mentioned, there was two people I come across, two different people were saying about troops being sent out in London. Now, the M25, as people know, there's an M25 in London. It's a ring road, and I lived over there for about 17 years. And the M25 wasn't just set up for a ring road for London to make life easier. It was there that if anything ever happened, they could close down the roads coming into London, and they could actually manage it. And this is what's been said. Now, people might get excuse me, a bit spooked by that. But what they're saying is that because they think London is going to be one of the main areas that the virus will spread, they want to contain it. And this is so this is what they're saying anyway. But also the people who are the cabal, let's call them the cabal, who are based in London, are going to be easier to catch if you kind of cordon off the M25. And this is what's being said. I don't know, because at the end of the day, there's a load of things going around the internet, and what's being said and what's true and what's not true. I know Steve said on PIR about, the whole scaremongering of MSN. Well, the thing is with MSN, the mainstream media is controlled by the cabal, so don't believe anything they're saying, and so they will push the fear factor. But if you think about the whole isolation idea, I mean, maybe that's for our own benefit, because if there is some kind of positive psyop that's going on, the safest place that we can be is in our homes while it's taking place, rather than being out in public. Because yeah,
it's I won't talk operational, as you know.
Yeah,
it's a possibility, but so is it's a possibility it can go one way. It's a possibility it can go the other way. There's far too many people who sadly don't have enough knowledge or enough confidence in themselves to accept the new knowledge. And this is the problem we're facing in the alt media. The alt media's beyond corrupt now. It's 98% corrupt because it's being run by the factions and certain agency-based clowns. Of course, over your side, you've got to put up with GCHQ and MI5 and MI6, because they're running pretty much the internet and the government. And this is going to take some time to roll it all back, because they're finding out bit by bit that what we've been saying is true, but you still got to have sufficient numbers to step in and go, right, how do we fix this? When you've got people in all high positions around the world, not one of them is a leader. They're all followers. They've all been told to follow the script. You go to school, repeat after me. You go to church, repeat after me. You go into the military. Don't think for yourself, we think for you. Repeat after me. It's the same program. The media, you know as well as I do, Alan. There's only appears to be one show to get us any questions or for any proof. But the media have put out 10,450 have died from coronavirus. But has anybody asked them for the proof of that? No. They just accept it, and we have to stop accepting it. I'm not asking people to accept what I'm saying today. I'm asking you to go and research for yourselves. Well, because then you'll have the best understanding.
Well, here's an example, right? The mainstream media put out a picture of all the coffins lined up, one after the other, in Italy, supposedly of all the people who died from the coronavirus. Well, then somebody went and did the research, and they said they've used the same photo that was taken in 2013 of immigrants or people... Yeah, who died, who drowned at sea when they were on the boats trying to get over.
Yeah, this is how they do things. They use green screens. The clowns from Clinton News Network, CNN. We're live. We're going to bring the reporter in from Baghdad, and she's in California, and the same cars are going past behind her. The two of them were in a car park in California. But no, we're live in Baghdad.
Yeah.
And because people don't ask the questions, because we've been taught by the program not to think. And repeat after me.
Yeah, and also if people look around on the internet, there's a typical example of this, of a so-called car bomb. And what happens is they take a rundown street, and what they did is they planted a car bomb in a car, and they all left the area. The bomb blew up, and then all these crisis actors run in and start lying on the floor pretending they were part of the explosion of the car bomb.
Yeah, they did that with the kids in Syria. It was all an acting scene.
Yeah. And this caravan train from South America to America, where, the caravan they talk about, and these 100,000 people coming from South America trying to get into the States. Well, if you look closely at these people, they're supposed to be travelling 45 miles a day to get there. But they're all in lovely clothes. They have mobile phones. They all have different tags on their hand. One's green, one's red, one's blue. It wouldn't happen to be got to do with the kind of acting that you have to do when the camera's on you by any chance.
Well, they were given $3,000 to $10,000 to be part of that caravan by the Muslim Brotherhood run by Obama. Oops. That's why they were all dressed up.
Unbelievable. I mean, we need to kind of be looking at this again, and we can't believe the mainstream media, because we know they're controlled and they lie. And this is why I said at the start of the show, if it is true what's being said, that the whole idea will be to shut down the mainstream media and social media so they can't throw out their lies, and then a documentary or a film will be put up running 24/7 explaining the true history of what went on and why things are shut down, then to me that kind of makes sense. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. This is what's being said. Again, I'll say to people, it's 10 days of darkness. I'll go into more detail at the end of the show, the last 10 minutes or so. I'll just remind people again, because I think it's important.
10 days of darkness is no comms at the top end. It's not going to apply to the people. They can't shut the internet down.
No, but they can shut the social media down.
Fine. I saw an advert this week, Facebook advertising people to come and join Facebook. Why? Because the stupid idiots ran the Ouroboros program, where they're deleting people. So you can't say this and you can't say that. You can't criticise the Jews or Israel, or you can't mention anti-vaccines. Why? That means they're losing the narrative.
Yeah.
And this is what's happening now. They've lost the narrative badly, and our show is public enemy number one, and that is a fact.
And
That's
also,
come right from the top.
you heard about Google. All of a sudden, people are googling the likes of
Yeah.
adrenochrome and everything else, and all that
Fact-
evidence that was hidden by Google. People can see it now.
Yeah, it's fact they're throwing factions. We're going to get benefits from it, because you'll get disclosure. You can go look to people. We told you this was going on, but what it is to faction war. It's not for the benefit of any fake white hats or fake alliance, which is the SSP. SS being the operative word. They're not going to save you. They're part of the Black Sun. And clowns like Wilcock and Corey Good, the SSP and the Alliance, there is none. There is none.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of bad information out there, and this is why you really have to, look at what resonates with you. But also, people have to do the research and look at the information. Again, I know we always talk about the fluid belief system, what me and Steve used to talk about on OIM, and you have to. What you know today might be different to what you know tomorrow, which might contradict what you know today. So keep your belief system fluid, and don't be stuck in one way of thinking and believe that's it. That must be the answer. All you have to say is, right, well, that's what I believe now, but if there's something else there that, challenges that and there's evidence to it, then change your belief system. It amazes me that so many people, say, oh, well, I'm open-minded, and then you challenge their belief system or part of it, and they shut down straight away, because for years and years and years they've been programmed that's the truth. And they just they just can't unlearn that and relearn a new belief system, And
remember, it's not your fault you don't know.
Yeah.
It's nobody's fault. So remain open. Look at the most obvious things. You mentioned it before on talking snakes. I mean, come on. You're going to get locked up. Kissing sandstone walls. The evidence is all there around you. It's bizarre. It makes no sense.
But they put it in their face.
I appreciate I may have upset some people today because I've told you the real truth. Whether you believe it today, tomorrow, or in 10 years' time, you will find out. You will find out. And it's all about how you look into it. I'm not asking you to believe me or follow me. I'm asking you to go and research yourself, because it's all available once you look yourself with an open mind. Let's look at the information. Let's look, has there ever been an immaculate conception? Let's look into the Solomon's temple and the child sacrifice. Let's look at why King Herod killed all children under the age of 2. Let's look at the Talmud. Out of the Talmud came the Torah. Out of the Torah came Christendom. And Jesus wasn't a Christian. Period. Then came Muslim. Then came Protestants. It's all fake. And stand in your own sovereignty. That's what your real God, your source, wants you to do. Stand your own ground. Not follow me or follow Kim or follow some fake God sitting on a cloud. No, you. Service to others whilst also supporting yourself.
Well,
people coming together.
A very quick question for you here, because we're looking at the time there. What does your guest think of the Georgia Guidestones, and what are they really about?
Well, that's telling you what the fake world that the clowns, and when I say clowns, I'm talking about agency people and bloodline families. They're all clowns. They were told they were going to be part of the golden ticket, like the chosen ones. It's the same program, and again, the ego-based program. You tell one group that they're more special or more chosen than the other, whilst using them. So the world was going down to 500 million, which is the 10%. That is what M told them. What we know is the world was going down to zero. So they get the 10% to believe we're the chosen ones, all these others are goyim and pieces of shit under the shoe, and they've got the golden ticket, and they have loads of pieces of paper to do it. And then 2007 came, and by 2012, which was the end of the program, this planet was designated to cease to exist. It was going to be dust in the sky. That is what that group of entities has done to thousands of planets in thousands of solar systems. Collect all the assets, move it off-world, and destroy the planet, including the Rothschilds and the Black Sun and all the other clowns. It wasn't 90% that they put on the UN agenda. No, it was 100.
So you get the 10% to do all the work, and when the 10% is left, you just get rid of the 10% and the job done.
It's the old story. First they came for the Rus, and because of Rus, I ignored it. Then they came for the Jews, and because I'm not a Jew, I ignored it. And then you find there's only you left, because you ignored everybody else in plight. And we have to stop doing it.
Okay, quick question.
You have to stop doing it.
Quick question from Steve before you go there. Does Thomas believe that the planet is healing now, seeing as we are mostly indoors? Are we humans a cancer on the planet?
No, we're not a cancer on the planet. Once we reach our full potential, this planet is a completely different place. And that's what we're teaching in THI. Elevate each other. Forget stupid labels that they created and the programs of competing and comparative mindset and the divisions of countries and religions and colours and all that rubbish. We're all people. And it's about all of us developing ourselves and taking ourselves away from the traps of the astral and into the higher soul development where we all become gods, quote unquote. That's the real definition of the original meaning of God. The heirs were gods. Why? Because they'd all worked on themselves, inner work, shadow work, to develop the soul level, to have that label. They were not ruling over others. They were teaching others. The whole thing about the heirs and the Rus and the original Aryans was teaching to elevate everyone, not drag each other down.
Yeah. Okay, well listen, Thomas, we've reached that time. I'm going to finish up for a few minutes at the end there just to go through a few bits. But a big thank you for coming on. Give out your links and all your bits and pieces so people know where to find you.
Well, I have the YouTube channel, Tommy Williams. We have the Facebook page, Truth, Honour and Integrity. MeWe page, the same name. We have the People's Club website, which is thepeoplesclub.org. We have the main website, which is thinkdifferent.thepeoplesclub.org. And all the archives are on there and all kinds of help on shielding documents, grounding and centering, which are important for you all currently. They're bombarding you with negative frequencies, shield up. So. Yeah. And then if you want to see the transcripts of all my shows, they're all on my Patreon, patreon.com/TommyW. So.
Brilliant stuff. All right, Thomas, just stay with us there and we'll go off to a musical break. We'll be back after this.